us Achar Singh, Head of IT at Fortis Healthcare. Achar, welcome to the Saltmart CIO interview series.
Thanks a lot.
To start with, could you please introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit about the work that you do at Fortis?
Yeah, I am basically based out of Fortis Hospital Mohali. I am heading IT at Fortis Mohali, looking after North Zone Fortis Group hospitals. Also looking for the central buying unit purchase for Fortis Group as a whole, and all the projects which are coming in North India is being taken care by me only.
Right.
So this is my brief portfolio. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the pressures you face on a daily basis as a technology leader?
Now we are into a healthcare organizations, so we have our own challenges. We have to be in pace with the technology. Also, we need to look from the user perspective as well. Now, from the user side, basically, now we are dealing with doctors, we are dealing with patients, we are dealing with it's with basically with life. So we cannot. We have a very limited scope of doing R&D in our technology because it's question of life. So we cannot go as far directly towards the to the final stages or to the implementation. So we have to go through some demo processes and all that. We have our head office now, corporate office at Gurgaon, and we have a team there also who is looking after for the development parts for any type of new initiatives which is being taken by IT. So the pressures is basically to have a sync between the new technology and the organization demands or the requirements, and we have to, as I told you earlier, we have to look into the live scenario, because we are dealing with doctors, we have patients, we have the healthcare environment. So we have to make actually a sync between that in healthcare. That is most important. Yeah.
Right. The changing dynamic of the technology leader has meant that they need to focus more on the fundamental needs and priorities of the business before addressing IT. Do you agree that this is the case, and what's most important to you in your role?
I think the fundamental needs and the priorities of user is most important. So we have to be slowly. We have migrated from from old HAS to MedTrack, which is our new HAS. It's a new ERP system. Now we are evolving and doing some centralization of our ERP system, and so that the better integration, better master plans can be made, and so we have to be prioritizing our business, and but again we have to be in sync with that's what I can say, that we have to look for what is the actual requirement at our organization, and accordingly we can customize our solutions and do the priority work.
Who do you currently report to, and how do you work on fostering and improving that relationship?
Now I report to my admin head, who is Mr. Abhijit Singh, who is a unit admin head. He is basically looking after North Zone as well. Administratively, I report to him. Technically, I report to my IT team CIO, who is based out of Gurgaon, Fortis Gurgaon. And so technically, any type of advancements or any type of implementation recommendations, any type of SOPs are being recommended from corporate. And daily to daily basis business reporting, I do it to my admin head, Mr. Abhijit Singh. So no doubt the challenges are there, because there are two fronts for me. It's that type of situation for me, or that type of role. And it's a business need, you can say, that basically we have to look for the daily requirements of the hospital, of North Zone hospitals. Daily what type of requirements are coming up, doctors what they require from us. We take regular feedbacks from them, look for the patient care centric approach in our module, what optimization of our module. So we take inputs as from the hospital, from it's just not the admin head. I take it from my director, I take it from all the senior doctors, and compile them and probably evaluate them, what is the requirement, how far we can go, what is our budget, and then accordingly I take up with my technical team and we take how much advancements we can put into the modules, because we are limited with our source code for our ERP, so we have to rely on certain external sources. So we take care of that, and frankly speaking, it's a very nice challenge which I have, and I take it as a positive. Yeah.
Sounds good. How has your role as a technology executive changed over the past 5 or 10 years with rapid advancements in technology?
Now, like I can say you basically for in last 10 years the technology, like I can give you example that we 10 years back the doctors were very reluctant to use technology. They are very reluctant to use desktops for patient-centric things. So, but we have changed. Fortis as a group has put a lot of things into IT, and they have evolved through IT this thing. We were the first hospital 10 years back to put up PACS, which is a picture archival communication system in our hospital for online web reporting and all that, for radiology images and images. But somehow now the time has changed. The doctors, the patients, everybody is more aware of about the technology. They know what benefit we have. So we started, the doctors also started appreciating the outputs, which are now the results are started coming. So though we now also we have some certain challenges, like the new advancements are coming, still doctors are very reluctant to accept that changes and all that. But still we try to convince them. We have certain doctors who really want technology to come, and certain doctors who are a bit reluctant, who are old guys, and they are just still want to see the films like through x-rays through films only. But still we are appreciating that the online things should become. Similarly in our modules in ERP, in our HA system also, we try to by a lot of new features, patient-centric features, according to, so that the medication errors, the patient's errors should be least. Though we are trying for zero error, that's our goal basically, and that's a hospitalization goal, goal of a hospital basically. But what I can say is that technology has to play a very important role in this, and we are trying our best to for the patient-centric approach, that how we can give the patient the best benefits, and the new technologies, like how we can improve the patient feedback, how we can put the new technology into our patient approach so that they can be benefited the most. So challenges are similar.
Okay. What role does social media play in healthcare? Do you feel like social media has made a significant impact on your business?
Yeah, I think social media like Facebook, Twitter, all these type of things have really put up a lot of impact, not in healthcare industry, in every industry in fact. All the consumable industry, you have anybody who wants to put up any type of remark or any type of thought into for somebody's organization, on somebody's organization or something like that. So that is being done, and accordingly, in fact, we are Fortis Healthcare is also registered in on the Facebook as a user, as a subscriber. So we have our own pages by which we try to send the message to the society that this is what our latest advancements in our healthcare is. And though we have so there is a separate department, media department, who is handling this social networking as a this thing. So we are getting in fact regular feedbacks from through the social sites, and we try to improve, because certain users will not be upfront in telling you the feedbacks, and through social media sites they put up this thing, and we take it very constructively. So I think I appreciate this.
Right. Have you begun implementing open cloud architecture in your company? And what are the biggest challenges of working in the cloud, and your biggest success story?
Now, in a cloud environment, the main drawback, which frankly speaking, we haven't gone towards cloud. We have our own dedicated systems. We have all that again, that client server architecture which we follow. Though we are centralizing our ERP systems. So what we are doing is basically we are having in Fortis Noida, we are having our centralized data center which is coming up. Already certain hospitals are being integrated with that. So Fortis Mohali will also be part of that centralized data center. We are going to have our mail users, our domain users, and our main ERP metric and the applications which we run on our in the hospital. It will be centralized. So that type of architecture will be there. So we are not following the cloud architecture. I think the most a limitation probably is the security, and again that reluctancy that how we are going to control this thing, where will be our database, whether our database is secure, and I think security is the main drawback, because otherwise, and initial, because we have already invested so much into client server architecture that we are not presently thinking about moving towards cloud. Let's see how it goes further. But the present scenario is that we are based with the client server architecture, and the drawback I think with cloud is the security. I think so we are still not confident that how this is going to happen and how we are going to control our database, because the data, I think in healthcare especially, the patient data is very confidential.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's our priority, to maintain the confidentiality of the patients. So I think that is the only that's one of the main bottlenecks which we have.
Right. So like you said, patient information is a very sensitive issue.
Yeah.
Have there been any changes in the way that you view security recently?
Yeah. I will explain you the way our HAs, initially our HAs was working. The old HAs was very upfront, very transparent type thing. Application was very transparent. It was, now we have made our system metric, which is our new HAS, which we are running in our hospitals, is a very secure type of environment. We have different access to our users for the patient related data, and also the way we and it's basically it's just not IT, like we have our Fortis operating systems, FOS, so which is being there, which is basically helping us to you can say, which is helping us to look into the integrity of the patient, about the patient rights, about the patient confidentiality. So we go with the norms of the recommendation given by them. As our hospital is accredited by NABH with JCI, so accreditations has to be followed. So patient centricity approach will always be there. Confidentiality has to be maintained. Like I can give you example, like if you go for any registration of any patient, so there is a queue which is being there in OPD counters and all that. So there is a distance which is being maintained. When a patient is getting registered, or patient is being enrolled, or patient is being billed for some investigation, so the person who is second in a row will be at some distance. So the confidentiality has to be maintained in that way. So that is a practical scenario. The other through IT, I can say that the user rights are given at appropriate levels for the patient centric this thing, and the data cannot, because and it's under our control only. We have a different level of user access rights which are being given in the modules.
Okay. Have you noticed a shift in the workplace bring your own device trend, and how has it affected workplace productivity? Do you feel that people are more connected because of it, or is it more of a nuisance in your opinion?
Frankly speaking, I also use BlackBerry as a product. It's very effective, very important nowadays. It's just not in healthcare, in any industry. Like I'm sitting here presently out of my hospital, but I'm connected with my hospital, with all the emails, with all the official mails, with all my personal mails, with all my friend circle messages and all that through BlackBerry. So it's very important that we as being into IT especially, we should be connected 24 hours round the clock with my IT system. So BlackBerry is very important, very effective way. Take it BlackBerry, Apple, whatever the smartphone devices which we have. So if it is used in a constructive way, it is very effective. Nuisance can be created if there are certain percentage of users who are using it for some other reasons, for their personal purposes. But I think professionally, if it is being used, it's very effective. And our team, our IT department as a group, we are very much into this technology freebies which we have now. And it's paying us a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the next big thing in IT in your opinion? And what are your top IT priorities for the next 12 months going forward?
Okay. Now, I think the next big thing in IT as a whole, you are asking?
Yes.
Yeah. So, IT, I think, has shifted, is just not now sporting, is not now playing a sporting role in any of the industries. It's now integrated with the enterprise, any groups, any functionality of any organization. So now it's just not a sport role which is being played by IT.
And choosing and negotiating the best IT services and solutions for your organization. What are the important tenets that you follow to ensure vendors fully understand your business needs and work in harmony with your department to achieve your vision?
I think it's a very important question also. Like I think being into central buying unit, I have looked for the IT procurement as well. So what I feel is service and support is one of the main criteria which you have to always look into while you are shortlisting or selecting the vendor, whether it is for hardware, whether it is for any other support structure, whether it is for your any of your AMCs you are giving, or any type of maintenance, other type of maintenance contract you are giving, or you are outsourcing certain things to any of the vendors. I think selecting and getting the feedback from the market about that vendor is very important. Then comes the commercial part. No doubt all the vendors are very competitive nowadays, and they know what their competitor is having as a product, and how they can have the advantage for their product with other competitors which they have. But actually, I think for a same need, we can get a different type of solution from different vendors. Now we have to effectively see what is ROI. Definitely, here the question comes about related to the budget you have. In certain scenarios, we have to do the things in a limited budget. Somewhere we have the same technology which can be used with some other budget. So it depends more on budget. Now I can give you example about. Let us suppose putting up IP cameras in any of the hospitals. So now for IP cameras, let us suppose, which is very important for security purpose nowadays. So now if we have a very small budget, so we can basically go for analog cameras, then IP cameras can be a next step with the lower brand, and then probably if there is a budget which is totally different in other hospitals, so the same IP cameras can be bought with some other technology with higher with higher brands and all that. So it all depends upon the budget. It all depends upon your actual requirements, and definitely we have always, whenever we select vendors, we have to always look for the service and support part, because that's very important in whether you talk about any IT fields.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could impart some words of wisdom to the younger you when you were first starting it out in IT, what would you say? And would you do anything different?
Yeah. Okay. So what I think is it's now youth is very ambitious. They want to get a success with some shortcuts, but trust me, success has no shortcuts. You have to follow a certain path, and I think it's important that and in fact, when you reach at the top after going through all the paths, you know the value about that path, because each stage has its own learning. So you have to go through that learnings, and then only you will be master in your field. So I think there is no shortcut to the success. So we have to look for advancements. We have to basically go through each of the steps, and I think my personal advice to the youth is that they should, it is just not they are going for the degrees, for their qualifications, specifically in IT, they should actually have the knowledge about the field. That's important. Just do BSc IT, MSc IT, MCAs, or doing any engineering degree without actual knowledge will not help them in a career, in making their career. So actually, while they are studying, going through their study, this thing, they should actually go through hard work. They should be very sincere with their studies, and they should think about what they are learning in a practical scenario. And that's important. And it's just not, again I'm saying, it's just not about the qualification, it's about the knowledge you have. So no doubt practical knowledge comes when you start doing your work or through your jobs and all that, but you should have actual knowledge. It's just not a theoretical knowledge or with some theoretical papers or degrees by which you will get success in IT. And you should be always adaptive to learn in IT, and because IT is changing daily in a major way, so you should be very adaptive, and you should be a very fast learner, and you should be there to accept the things. That's important. Yeah.
2011 saw a lot of hype about big data and how technologies such as Hadoop could take your data and transform it into meaningful, useful information. Recently, however, the focus of big data has been on understanding data in relation to your company, rather than deep diving into an infrastructural IT overhaul and investing in tools and technologies that could be irrelevant to your needs. What are these important first steps to be considered, and how are you storing and working with your data to get to the bottom of how much is too much, and whether big data technology is a viable solution to the data problem?
Now, effectively, that's what I'm saying. Now, companies are looking into the data which they are already having, and they have started appreciating the IT system, that now the data is being converted actually into the information. Now, we should, as a IT managers or as IT heads, we should actually effectively give the IT. We are being daily asked by our management to give all the IT different type of MIS report, different type of IT reports, whether it is related to patient related things, finance related things, or any other related to stores, related to inventories. So all type of daily databases are being fetched, and daily we have about thousands of reports which are being generated daily in our ERP systems, and is being given to the management. Sometimes I think the data is too much, the information which is too much for them to analyze. So definitely we should have some certain tools now which are more presentable, which are effective basically which can help or give the assistance to the management for taking some decisions, for going for or looking after certain steps, or looking after the changes or whatever that we have coming up through different reports. I think the challenges, again, you are asked about this thing, big data will help, I think, but the tool, again, frankly speaking, this tool you are specifically asking, we have not gone through this tool. Like for our MAS, we already have some certain MAS in our industry, I can say, in our hospital, I can say, we have our MAS which is giving them a lot of reports, MAS reports. So from our side, I think we are handling our database in our way, and we are giving them the reports as per their requirements. Now, as we are going centrally, our masters, all the inventory masters, all our stock masters are being getting common masters we are making, and we are shifting it to the centralized data center at Noida. So I think that then the challenges will be more to organize that data, and also the patient data which will be coming through our modules and all that has to be analyzed and all that. Definitely certain tools will be required, some more tools will be required, but I think frankly speaking, it's the ERP system which is there in any of the organizations. The tools will be built upon them only. So it will not be that external tool will be there which will help to, because ultimately that tool has to be customized according to the requirements of the ERP. So I think there are certain tools in all the ERP systems from where you can effectively get the output which you require in different ways, analysis or whatever type of reports you require. Yeah.
Right. Okay. As a CIO, you get bombarded probably daily with new technologies and trends. Some of them pick up and take off literally overnight, and others dissolve as quickly as they appeared. What is your best advice to CIOs in the healthcare industry looking to make...
We are working with lives. Okay? So we have to be very selective, very wise to select the technologies, how effectively that data can be, the patient data can be maintained, how effectively we can give the outputs to this thing. So definitely there are a lot of technologies which are coming, which are like, you talk about social networking sites, you talk about other communication things, other tools which are being there for reports and all that. So we should be very wise to take decisions that how effectively that is going to help us as an organization, how far we can look into this thing. So no doubt we should go for we should always evaluate different products, and no doubts there are certain products which probably we have also not touched upon till date, and we are looking to look into that products as well. But I think we should be very wise enough to look into how effectively, because different, again in healthcare also, different hospitals will have different type of requirements, different bases, different demographic locations of the hospital will have different type of patient base. Again, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 1 hospitals will also be of different categories. So the technology or the things which you are going to implement, and probably in Delhi you are not going to implement somewhere like in Bhopal or somewhere like in, or you talk about any other tier 2 or tier 3 cities, like you go for any other state capital or something like that. And then probably if you go down under, you go to Agra, you go to Sonipat, you go to any other place. So the tier 2, tier 3 hospitals has to be made differently, the IT infrastructure is made differently, and whereas the tier 1 is made, because the crowd which is coming up, the patients which are coming up is of different knowledge base. Similarly, the doctors will be of the same, the staff will be of the different knowledge base. So we should be very adaptive to select the things, and it should be in a very practical way. Being a head of IT department, I should not think about the technology and should be implementing. It should be very practical to the user, to the local scenario there. We should always look into the local conditions, local scenarios, and then only we should implement the things.
Okay. Achal, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for interviewing with South Punch.
Welcome, my pleasure. Thank you.